Hello everyone. Today we're starting on our lesson 2.2 and you're going to need your counters, a pencil, and some crayons. Start by writing your name up top. And today we're working with greater than. And our essential question is, how can you compare sets when the number of objects in one set is greater than the number of objects in the other? So last time we worked on working with counters and sets of objects that were the same. Now we're going to do when one set is greater than the objects in the other set. So we're going to need our counters, so we're going to place our counters over the ones here in the picture. So some yellows on yellow, get your counters all on there, have them match my page. So we placed our counters. Now we're going to trace the lines to match a counter on the top 5 frame to a counter below on the bottom 5 frame. So when we do that, we just do our line here from top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. That one has a partner, this one has a partner, but I can't draw a line here because I don't have a counter there. So we don't draw a line down. Count how many we have in each set with me. So start up here with yellow. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 yellows. And now let's count the reds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what it looks like when one group has a greater number of counters in it. We can't draw a line because there's not a partner down here. So there's a greater number of yellow counters than there are red counters. Talk to someone at home about which set has a number of objects greater than. So tell someone right now that you're working with which group has a greater number. Yellow is greater because there's more. Clear your counters and flip to the next page with me. Page 88. We need to place our counters just like they have them here. So put a red one there and our yellow ones here. And we're going to count and see how many are in each set. So we have 1 red. So there's a 1 over here we're going to trace. 1 line down. Pull down once and then you're done. That's the way to make a 1. And then we have, I'm going to make sure when you're using your counters, if you're using a pencil or something to point with, don't touch the counters because some of them will have marker and stuff on them and pencil marks all over them, and we want to keep them nice. I accidentally just did that, so I have to remind myself. I'm going to point, make sure I'm pointing with my eraser or I don't touch it. So let's count our yellows. 1, 2, and we're going to trace that over here, make a candy cane and give it a shoe. That's the way to make 2. And now we need to compare the sets by matching. We're going to look at these sets here. And this top one has a partner. But this bottom one does not have a partner, so we can't draw a line there. We need to circle the number that is greater. So which group has a greater amount of counters? Our yellow has a greater amount because it doesn't have a partner to match. So there's more here, the greater number. So we're going to circle our 2 to show that this is the greater number. Now we can move our counters because we're going to come down here to the yellow sun in number 2. Put some counters here for red and our counters down here for yellow. And we're going to count and write the number first. So we have 1, 2, 3. Around the tree, that's the way to make a 3. And then we'll count our yellow counters. 1, 2, make a candy cane and give it a shoot. Oh, I just broke my pencil. Let me grab a new one. I've got one right here. Make a candy cane and give it a shoe. That's the way we make a 2. And then we're going to compare the sets. So when we compare, we draw little lines to match up our partners. There's a group, there's partners. There's partners, but I can't draw one here. So look at the sets. And we're going to circle the number that's greater. So as you can see, we have an extra red one here. So red is the greater number between these two. So we're going to circle our red. And look, it doesn't always have to be the number that's on top, because last time it was our bottom number that was greater. So keep an eye out for that. It might flip. You really need to do your matching and looking at the numbers. You might just know by looking at it that, oh, I know 3 is bigger than 2, or 3 is greater than 2, or 3 is larger than 2. Those are all different ways you can say it, but when we work with our math, we use greater than and less than for these. Once we get into really big numbers, that's when this will help us too. All right, move your counters and flip to the next page over here. 89. And we're going to place our counters. And you get our other counters, and whenever I count, I'm always counting 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to count and tell how many we have. So once you place your counters, if you need to go back again to remember how many you laid down, you can. 1, 2, 3. Around the tree, around the tree. That's the way to make a 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Down and over, then down once more. That's the way to make a 4. Right here, we're going to need a couple more counters. 1, 2. Make a candy cane and give it a shoe. And then 1. Pull down once and then you're done. That's the way to make a 1. Now we're going to go back and compare. So for number 3 in the green leaf, we're looking at these 2 groups. We're going to compare them. You can do it by just looking if you know, or you can help yourself by drawing your lines to compare. When they're not in line in a 5 frame, it does get a little bit messy with this, so make sure you're using a pencil if you need to fix something. So this one has a partner. This one has a partner. This one comes around here to this guy that has a partner. Do I have any more reds to make partners with over here? I don't, so we know that this group must be greater. It has an extra one. So we're going to circle the 4 to show that we know that that group has a greater number. Now let's compare the numbers down here in our blue flower for 4. This one has a partner. Can I draw a line to anything over here? Are there any more yellows to have a partner with? Nope. So we know that this one must be greater. So has no partner over there to match up with. So clear your page and flip to page 90. This is our math practice on the spot. So this is usually where I read to you a math question or a story problem, and we have to work it out here. So Brianna has a bag with 3 apples in it. Her friend has a bag with a number of apples that is 1 greater. Draw the bags. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to draw my bags are just going to be a circle for the one bag and another circle for the other bag, okay? And I'm just going to put like a little thing up there, like the tie to the top of the bag. You can just draw your bags like that too. If you want to make them look a little different, you can, but that's a quick and easy way to make them. So this is going to be Brianna's bag. It says Brianna has a bag with 3 apples. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3. Those are Brianna's 3 apples. Her friend has a bag with a number of apples that is 1 greater. We have to draw how many she has. So if it's going to be 1 greater than this, we just know we have to put 1 more in there. So how many did Brianna have? Brianna had 3, so we know we have to give each of those a partner. 1. I'm going to draw my lines to help me count. 1, 2, 3. But we have to put 1 more in there because we know that this bag, her friend has a bag with a number of apples that is 1 greater. So there's an extra apple in this one. Write the number on the bags to show how many apples. So we know this one is 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 apples over here and 1, 2, 3, 4 apples in this bag. Now flip it to our last 2 pages here. The Y on these, because it's a black and white paper, shows that this one's going to be the yellow, yellow, and the R is for red. Okay, so if you ever see these yellow or the Y and R, yellow and red, that's what that means. So if you want to use your counters, you can. So place the counters as shown. So I know it's an R, so it has to be red. Y is for yellow, R is for red. Count and tell how many are in each set. So let's count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to compare the numbers. Which one's greater? I'm going to draw my little lines to compare here, and I see this one doesn't have a partner, so this one is my greater group. So I circle that one. Now you can take off your counters and use them for the bottom. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 yellows and 1, 2, 3 reds. And then I'm going to compare. I'm going to take them off as I go so I can see here that I've done those ones. And then I've got a yellow guy over here that can be a partner with that red one. And uh-oh, I have one left over that doesn't have a partner, so this is my group that's greater. I just realized I was doing your practice page with you. Oh well. I helped you with your homework today. This page is on your own though. So place a counter as it's shown. Yellow is for, or Y is for yellow, R is for red. You're going to count how many and write it on the line and then compare and circle the number that's greater. For these two, you're going to trace the number on the line and show how many counters you would place in the 5 frame to show that number. Draw the counters for me. Silly me, I did your homework today with you. That's all right, extra practice.